Long ago, in the heart of a vast desert, there was a kingdom blessed with wisdom, courage, and kindness. Its people lived in prosperity and harmony. But over time, they began to forget the values that made them great. Greed replaced wisdom, fear took the place of courage, and selfishness overcame kindness. One day, a powerful sandstorm swept through the land, covering the kingdom in dunes and erasing it from the world. When the storm passed, the kingdom was gone, leaving behind only endless sands and soft whispers. It is said that the sands whisper secrets of the past, but only those with a pure heart can hear them. In a small village on the edge of the desert, there lived a young girl named Amina. Amina loved stories. While other children played, she sat by the elders, listening to their tales of heroes, spirits, and distant lands. But more than anything, she longed to discover a story of her own. One evening, as the sun set and the villagers gathered around a fire, a merchant arrived. He spoke of many things, but one tale caught Amina's attention. They say, the merchant whispered, that if you follow the whispers of the desert, they will lead you to the forgotten kingdom. Amina's heart raced with excitement. That night, while the village slept, she packed a small bag with a water flask, a walking stick, and a cloth pouch. Then, she set off into the desert, determined to find the whispers and uncover the lost kingdom's story. The desert stretched endlessly before her, golden dunes glowing under the moonlight. At first, there was only silence, but as she walked, she began to hear them, faint whispers carried by the wind. She followed the sound, her heart filled with curiosity and courage. As dawn broke, Amina encountered a large falcon perched on a rock. Its feathers shimmered in the morning light, and its eyes were sharp and wise. "Turn back, young one," the falcon said. "The desert is dangerous, and the whispers can lead you astray." But Amina stood tall. "I seek the truth of the forgotten kingdom," she replied. "I cannot turn back." The falcon, seeing her determination, nodded. "Then I will guide you. But your journey will not be easy." Together, they ventured deeper into the desert. The whispers grew louder, leading them to a deep chasm. A narrow bridge made of light stretched across it, flickering with each gust of wind. A voice whispered, "Only those with courage may cross." Amina took a deep breath. Her hands trembled, but she stepped onto the bridge. One step, then another. The light flickered beneath her feet, but she kept going. "I am brave," she whispered to herself. "I will find the kingdom." And with that courage, she crossed safely to the other side. The journey continued, and soon, they reached a tall stone standing alone in the desert. Ancient symbols were carved into its surface, glowing faintly in the midday sun. A spirit emerged from the stone, its form shimmering with light and wisdom. To proceed, the spirit said, "You must solve this riddle. I am not alive, but I grow. I do not have lungs, but I need air. I have no mouth, yet water kills me. What am I?" Amina furrowed her brow, thinking deeply. She remembered the stories the elders told her, filled with lessons and riddles. After a moment, she smiled and said, "You are fire." The spirit nodded in approval. "You are wise. You may continue." As the sun reached its peak, Amina and the falcon pressed on. The heat was intense, and her steps grew heavy. Suddenly, she saw a small desert fox, its paw trapped beneath a fallen branch. The fox whimpered in pain. A voice whispered, "Leave it. You have no time to spare." But Amina's heart ached for the creature. Ignoring the whisper, she knelt down and freed the fox, offering it a sip of water from her flask. The fox licked her hand gratefully and ran off into the dunes. The falcon, watching her, said, "You have shown kindness, even when it delayed your quest. That is a rare and precious gift." Finally, as the sun began to set, Amina reached the heart of the desert. Before her stretched a vast expanse of sand, glowing golden in the twilight. From the sands, a figure of light and shadow emerged, the spirit of the forgotten kingdom. "You have passed the trials of courage, wisdom, and kindness," the spirit said. "Our kingdom was lost because we forgot these values. But you, Amina, have shown that they still live within the hearts of the pure." The spirit extended its hand, and from the sands, a small golden pendant shaped like a sun emerged. "Take this," the spirit said. "Return to your village and share our story, so that our mistakes are not repeated." Amina took the pendant and bowed deeply. As she turned to leave, the falcon spoke one last time. Your story will bring light to many. Go, and let your voice be heard. With the pendant in hand and a heart full of stories, Amina returned to her village. She gathered the people around the fire and shared the tale of the Whispering Sands and the Forgotten Kingdom. She reminded them of the power of courage, wisdom, and kindness. And so, the whispers of the desert were no longer just a legend. They became a story that lived on in the hearts of all who heard it, thanks to a young girl who dared to listen.